Greetings and salutations, my fellow Americans. I am Robert Vincent Brannum. I am a retired veteran. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, consider these truths. The deviancy of the MAGA Republican Party has come full circle. The MAGA Republican Party is on a collision course in history to nominate Donald Trump as its 2024 Republican presidential nominee. Donald Trump has been accused of rape. Donald Trump has been found liable of sexual assault by a jury in two separate sexual assault cases. A federal judge has determined Donald Trump's finding of being liable for sexual assault is indistinguishable from a finding of rape. Another jury has just determined Donald Trump must pay Ms. E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million, resulting from an earlier jury finding Donald Trump sexually assaulted Ms. Carroll. The juries separately believed Ms. Carroll, not Donald Trump. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, let's be very clear. Donald Trump is not a victim of a double-standard judicial system or witch hunt targeted by President Joe Biden. Donald Trump is a victim of his own unlawful and disgusting behavior and a perpetrator of lies, racism, and violence. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, a jury has determined Donald Trump assaulted and defamed Ms. Carroll. Not only does Donald Trump continue to defame, his MAGA Republicans rallied to his side to deny what the jury found to be true. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, Donald Trump has shown us what he is: a rapist, a liar, a racist, a bigot, a sexist, a supporter of white supremacy, dictatorship, violence, and attacks on gays, lesbians, transgender, and immigrants. Donald Trump attacks the truth. Believe this truth about Donald Trump. Yes, my fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, despite these facts and truths about the mental and intellectual indecency of Donald Trump, MAGA Republicans, MAGA media, MAGA social media, and MAGA Republican commentators have made a choice to ignore right from wrong and stand with a liar, a racist, a bigot, and accused rapist. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, Donald Trump and extreme far right-wing MAGA Republicans do not have alternate policies to articulate. They have alternate fantasies in which they live. When a bipartisan Senate effort was about to be reached on federal legislation to secure the border and support Ukraine and Israel, Donald Trump directed his congressional MAGA Republican sycophants to resist any agreement to solve these issues. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, once again, Donald Trump signals it's all about him, not the American people. Rather than acknowledge under President Biden's legislative initiatives the American economy is robust, inflation is falling, unemployment is reducing, wages are increasing, and America's confidence is soaring, Donald Trump states he wants the American economy to crash to help him. Again, it's all about what it is for Donald Trump. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, the deception, lies, and misinformation from Donald Trump and extreme far right-wing MAGA Republicans, MAGA media, MAGA social media, and MAGA political analysts are striking in their breadth, depth, dishonesty, and disdain for the rule of law. Even as the United States Supreme Court ruling against Texas Governor Greg Abbott's unlawful states' rights anti-immigration tactics, MAGA congressional Republicans and 25 or 26 Republican governors are supporting Governor Abbott's open defiance of the United States Supreme Court. Here again, MAGA Republicans, MAGA media, MAGA social media lie as being the true political party for law and order. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans not only believe in and value disrespecting and sexually assaulting women, they also believe in and value the idea it is good politics to disrespect and assault the American Constitution. Donald Trump, MAGA Republicans, MAGA media, and MAGA social media have malice in their political bloodstream. Every MAGA Republican supporting Donald Trump needs to justify supporting a man accused of rape, found liable for sexually assaulting women, who lies, viewed as a racist, a bigot, sexist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, and advocates for vulgarity, vengeance, and violence. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, these are not redeeming values of a leader, but rather the despotic core of a cowardly bully without a positive character trait. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, just as some of us put on the uniform to defend America in wars and conflicts here and around the world, each of us will put on our collective uniform armor of justice, equality, freedom, and truth to defend America's Constitution and democracy from the lies and political assault from Donald Trump and the extreme MAGA Republican Party. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, the economic heartbeat of America has been strong under President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. By every economic measure, American economy is on a North Star trajectory. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, like you, believe in America's values of justice, democracy, freedom, and truth. My fellow Americans and my fellow veterans, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are fighting for you. Thank you.